Hey, Sands up, dude. Ronnie Dale, Four Wheeling Australia. Welcome to Bremer Bay. In this particular video, I'm going to show you how we camped and all the stuff that we've used and all the stuff we didn't use to help you guys figure out what you need when you go camping. Now, I get asked this question all the time, so why not reveal it? 2 vehicles, 2 Land Cruisers, 2 swags. We shared some cooking gear. We shared a lot of gear actually. So let's get into it, and I think we'll ping pong between the camps. We did just complete a pretty epic adventure through the dunes. We got a bit lost, we got severely stuck on gnarly angles. That series is coming, or it might already be out. Stay tuned. Starting with swags, this is my crash pad. I've had this for, I don't know, how long have I had this for, Torbs?
Since the Kimberley.
Since the no, I've had it before that. Since the Donnelly River, that's about a year. About a year so far. So it's probably due for a review. Right, so this is black in colour, as you can see, black canvas. It does get hot in the morning in summer, so it gets you out of bed early. But in winter and other times it keeps the light out, so it's pitch black in there. And I like things pitch black. Sometimes at home I have to sleep with one of those things over my eyes because of street lights and whatnot. Right, so my standard that I do these days is I always roll 2 sleeping bags. I lay on one and the other one goes on top of me. So if it's winter, I'll lay on the thin one and the thick one goes on top of me, and vice versa in summer. Pillow, this is an awesome pillow, by the way. Now, I've had many camping pillows, but this is the best one. Not cheap, but you pay for what you get. It's a Cedar Summit, what's it called? Foam core pillow, deluxe. This is a bigger version. It's awesome. It's actually fluffy. So it rolls up quite tight. When you open it, it's actually quite thick. With this swag, I usually have both vents open, and that's pretty much all I can say about this swag. Like, it's pretty quick to set up. Anything else about this swag, I'll do a review on it. But it's time to go and look at Torben's swag.
Hey everybody, I'm Torbs, and this is the swag I'm rocking at the moment. It's the ARB double swag. I've been running it probably 9 months now. Upgraded from the single because on the bigger trips I like a bit more room. You can enter from either side, which is handy. And the best thing about the doubles is the room you got in there. And I've got my clothes bag. I always use the vent no matter how cold or hot it is, because to get some air circulating in there you don't get all the moisture. So I always peg out this. So if it is raining, it doesn't come in and I get soaked. And I'm rocking 2 mattresses at the moment. Pillow for me, I like my pillow from home. Nice big pillow, so it's worth the extra space. I'll make it fit in the car no matter what. And the sleeping bag, when it's cold, climb in. When it's hot, I can lay on top. It's nice and cool, the cotton canvas. Another funny fact is me and Ronnie can be actually quite opposite. I prefer the really light colour because in the mornings it doesn't get too hot, so I can actually have a bit of a sleep in. The light doesn't bother me at all, which is really handy, so I always prefer the lighter colours.
Let's talk about chairs. This is more of a stool than a chair. I don't really carry chairs. I haven't carried chairs for quite some time. I tend to just sit on stools, and when people get off their chairs, I tend to just sit down a bit and see what I'm missing out on. But this isn't just a chair, this is also a spot to put a bucket on when I'm in my shower tent to have a shower. I'll drop the pump in here so it's not all the way down to the ground. It's also a table. Sometimes it gets used as a table, sometimes we put camp ovens on it. Unfortunately, it's fire banned at the moment, so we had no fires, but this is quite versatile. I'll put a lot of stuff on it, including camera gear. And it folds to nothing.
Unlike Ronnie, I like to be comfortable. and direct. This is a very comfy chair. Luckily, I was given it because if I remember correctly, it's about $280 and that is way overpriced, but it is comfy. So, and yeah, if I walk away, I lose it every time. Ronnie's quick. Oi!
What?
Damn, I can't walk away for 2 seconds, you swine.
You're walking away. I'll get up back when you come back.
So for the last couple of trips I've been running this crash pad sheet. It's not a bad sheet, but it is a sheet. Sand does gather on it, they all do. When it rains it pulls a little bit of water. I guess they all do. Other than that, it does well. And we use it to actually do any maintenance on the car when we're off-road.
Talking about mats, I've used this for quite a few years now. This is a sea gear mat. All the sand that's on it disappears through it, which is why I like it. In the mud though, it's a pain in the ass. It just collects the mud and you have to wash it at some other point. This is a bag it comes with. This is probably the worst part about this mat is the meshy bag. So you can't put it inside your vehicle because all the sand that's still trapped in it goes through this and goes into your vehicle or in the back of your tray. Even in the back of the tray is not that great because it goes on everything else. So the bag is a big con with this mat, but the mat itself, awesome. It does pack up pretty big too.
Rubbish storage. On this trip, it's only a short trip, so I'm rocking the 2 wheel bags. So I'm carrying all the rubbish. Normally Ronnie just chucks his in the back of the tray on the bigger trips. But yeah, I chuck a plastic bag in there. And when we get to a skip bin, just rip it out, chuck it in the bin, put a new liner in. There's also quite a bit of rubbish down here, which is unfortunate. Hate to see that, but we're going to pick it all up and take it out with us. But these things, awesome for collecting rubbish. It's so easy. It's not in the car and just hose them out when you're finished.
Vehicle hardware. I should say recovery hardware. Max Tracks, we've used them extensively on this trip. Well, one particular spot we used my Max Tracks and Torb's Max Tracks, which he has on his roof. Let's talk about the awnings on Torben's car. We used every single awning actually, all 3 awnings. I don't have an awning and I wish I had an awning early on in this trip because it was raining and I had no coverage, but the swag did okay. My shower tent, I used that twice. Speaking of the shower tent, this is the new shower kit I'm using. I bought this for about 50 bucks, I think. It's a companion thing. I bought it from the Anaconda store, camping store. Aqua Pack, there you go, eh? Not associated, by the way. But this is a bloody good product. So that goes in here. It's a rechargeable shower as well, which is awesome. You just gotta make sure it's charged before you get in the shower because it gets a bit awkward at camp when you gotta ask your mate to, hey mate, can you just charge this shower thing and you're half soaked up. Waterproof, drop that in a bucket, have a good shower. Set up with my $30 stool and the bucket, helps well. Now these collapsible buckets, as good as they are, once they're full of water, you gotta be careful. If you accidentally nudge it, it just does this thing, whoop, and there goes all your water. So just be careful with those. But they're bloody handy for storage. Preferably, I'd use a stainless steel bucket, but they're all in the boat at Grandma's house in Bremer Bay. As far as shower tents go, you only really need one in a convoy, so I carried a shower tent. And look, if Torbs needs to have a shower, he will use his own water. Or if we're getting close to the end of the trip and I've got heaps of water, you know, I'll just share my water. But we're next to a stream, we'll gather water from the stream. Shower mat to stand on. I always find using 2 mats is better when you're having a shower because all the water splashes, generally get splashed back. And with 2 mats, there's less splashback. You get clean feet. It's the whole point of your shower, right? Solar power and battery power. I've got 100 amp hours of lithium power. I have used quite a bit of it, but the benefit of the lithium is I can use it down to 20%, and right now it is at 55%. So I've only got 35% left of usable power, but that's all right. We're going to leave soon and pack up. So solar panels, I've got 2 on the roof. I haven't done much on this trip because it's been overcast all the time. So it's a 180 watt panel, 80 watt panel, 160 watts. That one powers back, the other one powers the front. In this box, I've got my amorphous red arc solar panel. That does well in these conditions, but even with base camps, I haven't felt the need to use it. Mind you, I've started a car a couple of times when I'm charging camera gear, just because I couldn't be bothered getting a blanket out.
150 amp lithium battery, even with the coffee machine going constantly in the morning, it's been handling it really well. I carry 2 solar blankets in the drawer, haven't even needed to pull them out, even when we've base camped for a couple of days. On this trip, I bring the cooker, Ronnie bring all the utensils. That way we could split the stuff up, even the weight out, made life easy. I've had this one for a little while. I got it on special, which was a bonus, but I'd still pay full price easily. It's an awesome cooker, handles the wind really well. It's a Hyperflame. I'm not associated with Coleman at all, but I give a big thumbs up for this one for sure.
As Torps discussed, he brought the Coleman Fire Night, which is a bloody good burner. My old man's got one of those too. I tend to borrow it off him sometimes. Now, I was the Jetboil guy. So this we use once to make noodles, and I used this extensively last night to heat water to put in the buckets, because we had showers, well, I had a shower out of the spring water over there, and it's bloody cold coming out of the ground. Normally I like cold showers, but I needed to get that sunscreen off me, so I used about 1/4 of a can to heat about 5 or 6 of these to put in the buckets. It was a nice warm shower. There's a lot of gear in here. There's a first aid kit, there's a snake bite kit. Thankfully I haven't had to use either of these two. Mind you, Torps did have to use his own first aid kit because he chopped a bit of his finger off. Milwaukee tools didn't get used. Spare stuff in this actually got used. Actually fixed the camera car, it had problems with its light bar. So that got sorted out because, you know, when you travel with us, you end up in the dark. Tools in the drawer, as I said, electrical stuff we used on this trip. We haven't really used any other tools, but always got to have them. Moving around here, one spare. And here we have 1, 2, 3, the trio boxes. Now you will see right now how it is when it's fully packed with my swag and everything on. It's nice, tight and secure with this strap. So this strap straps down my dead man. This is like a bit of recovery kit with the swag, with the ground sheet on top, and with the recovery mats right here. That levels the swag out, but you'll see it on your screen anyway. So what do we have here? Well, let's begin. This box here contains most of our food, and it has this bag inside it which holds, well, basically tin food, crackers, noodles, pepper, all spices and everything. That's in this one. Right in here, and I can get it out. This box contains all utensils and everything. So let's talk about things that I brought and Torben didn't bring. I brought all utensils. I even brought his coffee maker, but we didn't use it because he used his coffee machine the whole trip. So did the camera crew. Brought my own plates, utensils, all the cleaning stuff. This box here has all the lighter stuff in it. Has all breads, cereal, basically all cereals and breads, all grain stuff is in here. So I sort of, you know, got all the tin food here, got all the grainy stuff here.
All the gear I've carried on this trip is inside the canopy, aside from the swag which sits on the roof. But if you want more details on my drawer system, coming up in episode modified 79, there'll be full details.
So in the storage department, we also have the new Engel. This is the MTV Combi. So it's the same as the one I had before, but it's a newer version. It's graphite, matches the car. It's awesome. 40 litres, but like I said, it's Combi, so we have freezer. Torb's design off the snaps and the pies. Freezer and fridge. You can see we're a bit light on now. Here's a snippet to what was in there at the beginning of the trip. I've even stolen some of Torb's beers here. That's the fridge in a nutshell. So is 40 litres enough for me? Yes it is. I've done a trip with my daughter with the old 40 litre and that was fine. So I just only keep maybe 2 or 3 beers in here or drinks, whatever it is. And then you pull a drink out, you put a drink in. It's quite an efficient way, then you don't need to have a big fridge. Look, it is nice to have a big fridge, but I'm limited on space, and the size of these baskets are great for pulling out.
So I've got the new ARB fridge, the Zero, which is a dual zone. I thought I might actually struggle with space, but this trip has actually proved that I haven't. So either I'm not carrying enough food, or I just don't need that much. The Travel Buddy oven. We all love it. This is my second one, and the only reason it's my second one is because the first one went with the first setup. But there's, as far as I'm aware, it's 2 old blokes over east who make these out of the back of their shed, and it's a pity that there's a lot of these big companies copying them now, and they're not as good quality from what I'm hearing on social media. But we love this thing. It is so easy. We chuck some stuff in there, we drive, we just pull up, lunch is done. And we're going to try cooking some dinner in it later as well. But that is an awesome kit to have. And no, I'm not associated with Travel Buddy at all, but if you buy one, go to Travel Buddy because it helps out these 2 old dudes do what they love.
I've been carrying my clothing bag on the back seat, camera bag with my favourite camera, the Canon, the 5D Mark IV. I love this camera. This is a camera box for the camera we're recording on right now, which is on a gimbal. Pretty cool, expensive rig. I'll do a video about camera gear in my second channel, by the way. You want to see my second channel? Link down below, or somewhere. It's somewhere. We'll have to go to the other side to see the other bit, but also got a brand new time-lapse, like full-on setup, cost me an arm and a leg, and I didn't get to use it because of the bloody rain. So that's one thing we didn't use. Dry bags, I keep dirty clothes in it, and this other dry bag I keep, well, stuff for the boat, or, because we did have a boat early on this trip, or I put my swimming gear in there. Normally I have heaps more camera gear in here, but we had a camera car on this trip, so that helped release the burden. On the other side, we have a big cooler bag here, Ingle bag. We had that in the boats, and also kept some fruit and veg in here. And now it's actually got my snorkel gear in it because we've eaten all the fruit and veg. Another camera box here, down here, a bit of an exercise board, which I got from eBay. Just like to keep fit on trips. And boots I didn't use. Another camera in here. Another Canon 5D, but a Mark III with a wide angle lens. Again, other channel, and I'll talk about the cameras. Project Black always gets used. I did all my card dumping and memory card dumping, charging camera gear, charging phones, charging whatever, charging the camera crew stuff too at some points. And SodaStream, use that every single day. In fact, I'm pretty thirsty. In fact, yesterday we got some spring water straight out of the ground and streamed it. It was pretty cool. Yeah, just as you've seen in the Project Black video, just everything here. We're running a bit low on, well, we're running really low. We better get out of here. You can't be stuck on the beach without rum. Yep, we need to go. As Torb said earlier, you want more detail on our 79 Series Land Cruiser, there's a description link down below, straight to that modified episode once it's out, if it's not out already. And if you've got any more questions about everything, because there might be a lot of stuff we haven't covered, ask them down below in the comments. And if you like this type of video, let us know as well. Because every trip is different. Now we're going to be gearing up for a massive trip soon, which is the CSR, the canning stock route, and our setup will be far different. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Time to pack up.